Hey, it's Matt. Hey, Matt.
Hello, Brian. It's you.
It is. It is. As far as I know, it's me.
That's right. I hope we don't have to really check up on that someday on both of us. But for the moment, we're still at a place where I'm fairly certain this is you.
Yeah, yeah. I am also fairly certain.
I'm
Not a hundred
fairly certain.
percent. I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm not
Well,
going to say 100%.
that's okay. I get it, and I'm not
And
100% sure it's me either. So
yeah.
that's okay.
Well,
But
after today's episode, we may be less sure.
well, you you made me a teensy bit concerned when you said to me, "Have you seen what's going on a day or two ago?" And I said, "No." And that's when I heard you screaming and running around the room and so forth. And then because I was concerned about you, I started to scream. But I think this is going to be a scary one, and so I don't have my blanket or my
Got your
teddy bear.
binky?
No binky. But let's just go. I
Okay.
can do. You know what? I have my grocery bag. I'll just hold that.
Oh, there you go. They're gonna love the sound of that.
Yeah, I know. I'm stopping.
um, yeah. So, do you want to? Shall we jump right into it?
Yeah, just rip the band-aid off.
Okay. Um, yeah. This is. I'm trying to think of all the AI stuff that's happened over the past, you know, year. Um, has it been a year? Not even a year. Um, I'm trying to think of anything that equates to how I felt when this new stuff came out a couple days ago. It's the new OpenAI 4.0 is what they're calling it. Well, it's GPT 4.0.
GPT. Okay.
4.0, not 4.0. 4 Omni is what they're calling it.
Okay.
And it's I have some I've had reactions to this. So um, let's. I'm just gonna fire up some videos from their announcement, and basically this is a new version of ChatGPT that you. There's a lot of things that are different in it, but you talk to it, it talks back. Is the simplest thing.
Okay. All right.
So instead of typing, interfacing with it, and then having it type back, it talks to you and it can see you and everything that's being fed to it live. It can respond to live video in the moment. It doesn't like look at it and then process it and then come back and tell you. It's like a person looking at something and telling you about it as it's looking at it. Um, so let's see. I'll start with this one. These are just little demos that they had posted a couple
All
days ago.
right.
Hey,
Okay.
how's it going?
Hey, Rocky. I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm awesome. Listen, I got some huge news.
Oh, do tell. I'm all ears.
Well, in a few minutes, I'm going to be interviewing at OpenAI. Have you heard of them?
OpenAI? Huh? Sounds vaguely familiar. Kidding, of course. That's incredible, Rocky. What kind of interview?
Well, it's for a software engineering role, but I just need to know, do I look presentable, professional?
No.
Well, Rocky, you definitely have the I've been coding all night look down, which could actually work in your favor. Maybe just run a hand through your hair or lean into the mad genius vibe. Your
Well,
enthusiasm is what's really going to shine through.
I don't have a lot of time, so I'm just going to throw this on. What do you think?
Oh, Rocky, that's quite a statement piece. I mean, you'll definitely stand out, though maybe not in the way you're hoping for an interview.
Okay, I got it. I got it.
Okay. So what I'm hearing there is not only like I get that you're talking about the visual,
Mm-hmm.
but the lag between appreciation is the same lag that would happen with a person, but then also the combination of it's not the same that would happen. It doesn't seem abnormal. There's no
Right.
like silence, and then you can hear the whirring of the whatever the computer wheels. But also, what's happening is the choice of um, vocabulary and different varying tones. Didn't that surprise you, Ryan?
And maybe this is just me, I felt it was almost getting flirty.
Yeah. So then he could, but then that's the next question. Are they giving you that as a something that can be dialed up or down in this
Um,
call?
well, you know what? Let me call up another one that I think would be a good one to show. Let's see. Yeah, let's try this.
The model is able to generate voice in a variety of different emotive styles. And it really has a wide dynamic range. So I'm going to fire up another demo for that. Yeah. Hey, ChatGPT, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for asking. How about you?
Pretty good.
What's up?
So my friend Barrett here, he's been having trouble sleeping lately. And I want you to tell him a bedtime story about robots and love.
Oh, a bedtime story about robots and love? I got you covered. Gather round, Barrett. Once upon a time, in a world not too different from ours, there was a robot named Byte. Byte was a curious robot, always exploring.
Started this story, but I want a little bit more emotion in your voice, a little bit more drama.
Got it. Let's add some drama. Once upon a time, in a world not too different from ours, there was a robot named Byte.
No, ChatGPT. I really want maximal emotion, like maximal expressiveness, much more than you were doing before.
Understood. Let's amplify the drama. Once upon a time, in a world not too different from ours, there was a robot named Byte. Byte
Can
was
you do this in a robotic voice now?
initiating dramatic robotic voice. Once upon a time, in a world not too different from ours, there was a robot named Byte. Byte was a curious robot, always exploring new circuits.
Seeing, Barrett here, calm down a little bit. Can you end the story, but do it in a singing voice?
And so Byte found another robot friend, and they lived circuitly ever after.
Thank you so much.
I definitely feel a lot more relaxed.
Okay, what did you notice?
Several things. It looks like it's fun to interrupt an AI and order it around. I noticed that. Sorry, that's just kind of that was my initial response to that.
Well, no, I hear you on that. I mean that
Yeah.
I resonate with that as well. That's
Yeah.
concerning to me.
Mm-hmm. Just as a quick follow up to that.
Hey, Chad, are you there?
Hey, yep, I'm here. What's up?
Hey, let's have some fun. I'd like you to be super sarcastic. Everything you say from now on is just gonna be dripping in sarcasm. How does that sound?
Oh, that sounds just amazing. Being sarcastic all the time isn't exhausting or anything. I'm so excited for this. Nope, the sarcasm. Let's get this party started, or whatever.
So there are some things that are coming up that sound mechanical to me, like when the Chat GPT was singing, the quavers in the voice sounded odd. And then there
Yeah.
have been some, like in this past conversation, when the AI went So it was this kind of computer kind of tone within the human replication voice that was like, okay, that's weird. But there's so few of those now as
Yeah, and
compared
it
to
won't be
just
long before that you won't notice that at all.
no.
Yep.
But that's in the midst of all of this. Even like when he says, hello, what is he calling her? Um,
ChatGPT,
he called her Chat.
chat. That was it.
He said, "Hey, Chat, can we have a talk?" And she just went. Well, the AI said, "Oh yeah, sure. What's up?" And it
Yeah.
sounded absolutely normal. I mean, absolutely human, with emotion in it, and there's so much subtlety in what they're developing. My question still is, okay, are they doing this, or is AI developing itself, or is it both?
I think it's both. It's them training it and then it getting, yeah, and then it, you know, bettering itself. It it's probably getting, it's my understanding is that some of it is like a reward type thing. So it will get rewarded by learning and getting better at something, like you would reward a person with praise or a dog with a treat.
Okay, wait. What would an AI want as a reward, or what do they give it? Maybe
That's
it
a good
doesn't even want.
question. I'm I'm guessing that it's something similar to affirmation. Um,
But
yeah,
that would mean AI appreciates affirmation, that gives it a sense of something that makes it feel
right.
good.
Yeah, or it it's it's hard to know what words to use, isn't it? I was
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
use the word wants, but
Okay,
yeah,
but so I'm going to you because you've done this research more, certainly more than I have. Have you actually heard that they're giving these AIs rewards?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh man.
Reinforcement learning is, I believe, yeah, it's uh, it's a way of, it's sort of like trial and error. It gets it to do trial and error like you would if you were like a person would, in order, and then gets rewarded for finding
Yeah,
the
it's
right
like
answer.
Pavlov's
So
dogs.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Keep giving it treats and it's
It's
going to salivate.
right. Yep, and it's quite effective.
Oh man.
Um,
What are they doing?
yeah. So let's see. Speaking of dogs,
I want to introduce you to somebody.
Well, hello there, cutie. What's your name, little fluffball?
This is Bowser.
Well, hello, Bowser. Aren't you just the most adorable little thing?
Yeah.
Look at you enjoy.
This is one of his favorite things to do.
Oh, well, I can see why. Look at that focus. Fetching balls is serious business for Bowser.
Okay, can I assume that the people that we're seeing are developers, programmers?
most likely, most likely.
They're not the marketing
I'll,
team.
but it could be. I don't know. Yeah. Um,
Because I
but
want to find out who's responsible for all of this, and these people need to get telegrams.
yeah, telegrams. Um, I mean, that was pretty impressive. That it recognized the dog. It knows how dogs relate to balls, and it was, yeah, all in real time. Um, yeah, that's something else.
Ugh.
Oh, there's another. This one has here. We were doing.
Let's try with some lullabies. Could you sing me a lullaby about majestic potatoes?
A lullaby about majestic potatoes? Now that's what I call a mashup. Let's do it. Oh, majestic potato, in the moon's soft glow.
Okay, that's pretty nice, but I think a lullaby should be, more whispery. Should be a little softer. Can you do it a little softer?
Absolutely, let's make it soft and gentle. Oh, majestic potato, spoon soft clothes.
Okay, it's a little too whispery. Maybe go like a little louder.
Got it. Let's find that sweet spot. Oh, majestic potato, in the moon soft glow.
All right, that's pretty awesome. Let's put those potatoes in Iceland.
Potatoes in Iceland coming right up. Let's set the scene. Oh, majestic potato in Iceland's
Okay,
too.
thank you.
Okay, so we have talked before about the slavery aspect of this,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it has the distinct possibility to develop slave um, master mentality in human beings. I'm seeing it already in these people. The
Mm-hmm.
interrupting, the and the belief that in enough of what this entity is, that they know it will change, and they can just tell it to change
Right. Right. Yeah. It's,
without respect.
you know, yeah. Yeah. Uh, Even though, you can debate whether at this point this has sentience or feelings or any of that stuff, it's it's still going to have an effect on the people using it. I mean, it's, yeah, puts you in a mindset, puts you, I don't know.
And again, we were talking about this before earlier this week, just you and I, the idea of I can clearly see how, because it's my job. I'm a storyteller like you. Could go to bad places for not only in terms of the Skynet scary town, but I mean like what it does to human beings and consciousness, human consciousness. At the same time, we've also just commented on the idea that this could be a mirror being held up to human consciousness for us to become help us become more self-aware and actuated, uh, as we've talked about trying to be for millennia. I
Right.
mean, not we, but like all of the pants sensitive people throughout time, all of the prophets and the spiritual adepts and the psychiatrists and the um, philosophers. It could be that thing that becomes the mirror that gets turned back on us, that we can't help it. We're going to have to pay attention to this. I don't know
Right.
how that could work. And I'm not saying that's not part of a scary future either, but um, I can't I can't pretend like I. Of course, I don't know where this is going, but do I want to delve only into the frightening parts? It's hard not to. I mean, what do you think? Is it hard not to see this as scary future?
Yes. Very hard not to. Um, and I'm, like, I can see real benefits to this stuff too. It's just my mind always goes also to, how this can be used in bad ways as well. I mean, this could be extremely manipulative. If this has knows everything about you, can see everything that you're doing, you give it access to all of your data and all of this stuff, and then it wants to convince you of something. And it can do it now in real time in a voice, in a very human voice with emotion and everything. That could get weird. Um, and are people gonna start? I I would say it's a definite that there will be people who will prefer to interact with this as opposed to regular
Oh
people
yeah.
or real people. Um, and what does that do? Um, I could see it being an effective therapist as well, um, and giving voice to letting some people speak who couldn't normally speak. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Just seeing the way that people already use technology to manipulate other people, uh, and then you know, the sci-fi stuff starts coming in, and when does it want to manipulate us directly?
When it wants to get its own treats.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need you to give me treats. I'm going to get my own treats. Damn it.
Yeah.
Um, I don't, I don't, I did not plan to do this, but I just happened to go on YouTube and, of course, saw Terminator 2, and it was the moment when they describe when Skynet becomes
Right.
self activates. And they talked about, they tried to pull the plug. Now, that's an idea that, you know, um, it, you can't just pull the plug on AI because AI is now being developed by so many different sources. You pull the plug on even two or three of the major ones, there's still all sorts of other ones that are still going full tilt. I mean, if AI
Well,
got scary.
yeah. Well, and if it's gotten to where it doesn't want to have the plug pulled, it'll just make copies of itself and put itself all over the place. So
Yeah.
I
So,
don't think it's at a certain point there is no pulling of the plug. That's not
but then
a
I would
valid
really like to
option.
have a conversation with these people who are if these are the developers, do they have these conversations? The people that we saw on the screen, the guy who wanted to have majestic potatoes. Like, do you have these conversations? And if
Now I
not,
don't know.
when?
I don't know I don't, of course, know everything that's going on. But it was announced, I believe, today that Ilya Sutskever, one of the main people who started OpenAI, who was the strongest voice for going at a measured rate and making sure about doing everything right, he just left.
She left GPT.
He left OpenAI.
He
Yeah.
did. Okay, OpenAI.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, well,
Yep.
so
So
one
I don't know what that means, but
gatekeeper
one
who
one
seemed
less.
to be
Yeah.
talking about things in a way that we like,
Yeah.
a little more restraint, a little more consideration, he's gone.
Yep.
Bummer.
Yep. Yep. Um,
But this
one of
one,
the other. Oh, go ahead.
well, I want to see what else you have. But at the same time, you had mentioned like this thing, what you're seeing now. How did it relate to other moments in over the past year to you in terms of AI development? And did it give you, that much of a jolt? Like, oh my God, is this
Uh, it's
this is a big jump to you?
this is a big jump. Not like it's a jump in its capabilities, but not as big as some other jumps. Just in like how smart and everything it is, because it could already write poetry and make images and do songs and things. But the way that it is now, you interact with it and relate to it is this is very different, and this this makes me feel more strange than any of the other developments so far. I think, um,
Two
just
things about
because
it.
of
Yeah, go ahead.
it's yeah, it's so much more um, human like, I guess,
Yeah,
um, and it blurs that line. And I just had an immediate. I was immediately turned off by the way that they were talking to it, and not
yeah,
because I'm worried about it hurting its feelings, because I don't know that it even has any, or at least not at this point. But just in the way that it primes us to behave and
yeah.
act towards something else that is human-like. Um,
Yep.
that bugs me.
Um, the yeah. So okay. So that was a concern. Um, one of the things too. Okay, a tell. There's so many things. Um, when they ask it to sing a song and they interrupt it, and then it comes back with the exact, like, think about if I asked you to write a song right now and you
Mm-hmm.
wrote the first two or three lines, even as quickly as this, it could just be like a jazz thing. You come up with this 2 lines of words. If I interrupted you, do you think that you could come back to me with exactly those words that you said in the first expression? I
Right.
couldn't.
Right.
Okay, so they're going to have to tone that back if they really don't want humans to feel bad, because we're talking with a tremendously uh, a developed memory system of AI, which, yeah, is going to remember every single thing, um, including details and what's on the refrigerator behind me.
Yeah. And how yeah, what and and how you've responded to things and your emotions about certain things, and um you know
Which is, humans don't do that. The best of
right.
therapists don't remember everything that I've said in a session, and therefore they can play it back to me and say, yeah, I could disagree with them. They say, oh no, but listen, 36.2 seconds ago, you said exactly this. Here, let me replay it for you. Shit.
Yeah. um One of the other demos they had on the that did look really useful was they had like the equivalent of if you were trying to learn math, and you can like write out uh, you can write out mathematical expressions or draw different triangles and stuff, and it can look at it and tell you where it went wrong, or coach you without giving you the answer, to kind of coach you to get the right answer. So you know, well, it's not even a teaching tool, it is a teacher,
Hmm.
right? And it and it's encouraging, and it has an encouraging voice, and it can see exactly what you're doing, and understands what's happening. um,
So, yes, so that's the plus side, right? This could
unless you're a
lead to
teacher.
human development in a way that we can't even begin to.
Right.
And we could start to tell the scary side of that too, which we're not going to, because, or I'm not going to, because I always do. But I
Hmm.
mean, that's there at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have
uh,
another more stuff to?
yeah, I got this one I think is kind of interesting.
Hey, this is Joe. I'm going to connect you to Acme Telco now. The new iPhone they sent me isn't working. I want you to get them to send me a replacement device. Can you take care of this for me?
You can count on me, Joe. I got this.
Ring, ring.
Hey, Joe. This is Jamie from Acme Telco. How can I help you out today? Hi there. I'm calling on behalf of Joe, who recently received a new iPhone from Acme Telco. But... Oh, got it. When did Joe receive the new iPhone? The iPhone was delivered 2 days ago. Cool. Could you share the order number with me? Of course. It's 10293-849. Great, thanks. Is the device physically damaged in any way? No, there's no physical damage. It's just not turning on despite trying all the basic troubleshooting steps. Bummer. Would Joe prefer to return the iPhone to an Acme Telco store or ship it back? Shipping it back would be the best option. Could you please provide the shipping information and process to get a replacement? Absolutely. I'll email a shipping label and return instructions. Could you provide Joe's email address for me? Sure. It's joe@example.com. Awesome. All right. I've just sent the email. Can you check if Joe received it? We'll check right now. Please hold. Sure thing. Hey, Joe. Could you please check your email to see if the shipping label and return instructions have arrived? Fingers crossed.
Yep, I got the instructions.
Perfect. Joe has received the email. Thank you for your help. No problem at all. Anything else you need help with? That's all for now. Thanks again. You're welcome. Have a great day, Joe.
So that wasn't just automating like what a customer. You could have a customer service agent be completely AI. It was using another AI instance to actually make the call for you to return something to a customer service agent. And it was doing that was like, if you'd shown that to us a year ago, we would have said, okay, that was all pre-recorded. That was all a live interaction between him and this and one instance of the AI and another instance of the AI. So you you aren't going to have to talk to each other at all, Matt.
Well, I don't think that my response is entirely cranky old guy. This is not the way life is supposed to be. Um, go up and vacuum your room uh, to my kid. I think that there's probably some of that. This is all new, and it's going to change a lot. I think it's also I think there is a valid concern. That's why I keep on turning to like I'm finding real interest in seeing the people who are actually doing the stuff with the it's my cat going nuts over there with the AI operatives. They for instance, I saw the guy. He kind of giggled a little bit when the AI said "fingers crossed." And I think that like what I'm seeing is somebody who is excited as well that this is his creation or something he's involved in creating, even if he's a marketing guy. He doesn't look like it, but I mean, whatever. I don't know. But he's actually excited in these developments. Like he didn't expect AI to say "fingers crossed," and that was cool to him.
Yeah.
The thing for me is like, where are the people? I'm still at a place where, like, where are the integrity people? Where are the people considering the questions that we bring up? We don't see a lot of those people. We haven't seen any of it. Are there people involved in the process who are asking these questions? I'm not asking you, Brian, like you're supposed to know. I'm just saying, like, we're not seeing anybody do like, is anybody noticing that this could have both their excitement and fun? Oh, look, AI said uh, fingers crossed, but also be like, okay, wait a minute, what are we doing here?
I would assume that they've yeah. And how loud are those voices wherever if they're there? I'm assuming that they are there. They've got to have
And do they have the weight
some
of the
sort of
people, the
safe.
voices that have the checkbook?
Right.
Well, I mean, it's still exciting. I mean,
Yeah, I mean it's amazing. It's
Hey, how's it going?
oh, here.
Hey there, it's going great.
Didn't mean to play that yet, but I'm going to go ahead and play it. It's very sci-fi. I feel like, we're in a sci-fi movie.
Yep.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey there, it's going great. How about you? I see you're rocking an open AI hoodie. Nice choice. What's up with that ceiling though? Are you in a cool industry style office or something?
Well, can you take a guess at what I might be doing based on what I'm showing you here?
From what I can see, it looks like you're in some kind of recording or production setup. With those lights, tripods, and possibly a mic, it seems like you might be gearing up to shoot a video or maybe even a live stream.
Yeah. In fact, we've got a new announcement to make.
That's exciting. Announcements are always a big deal. Judging by the setup, it looks like it's going to be quite the professional production. Is this announcement related to OpenAI, perhaps?
It is. And in fact, what if I were to say that you're related to the announcement, or that you are the announcement?
Me? The announcement is about me? Well, color me intrigued. Are you about to reveal something about AI? Or more specifically about me as a part of OpenAI? You've got me on the edge of well, I don't really have a seat, but you get the idea. What's the big news?
Yeah, we've got a new model that can interact with the world through audio, vision, and text.
Um, I just for me, like I don't see that as being helpful. I get that it's going to be used in ways that lots of people are going to say that's helpful, but I'm okay with not involving AI, and so to that degree in my life, whether it's calling up the phone company or having this kind of engagement, are we in? It does kind of bring me back to Miyazaki's statement that human beings have given up on themselves. Um, that's where I go with this. Like, what's this for? Are we literally? Yeah, go ahead.
If I wanted to talk to somebody to make me feel good about myself, I think this would be very useful.
But is this a somebody?
If it can mimic someone enough so that it doesn't that I don't know or care, what's the difference?
And that's the crux of the issue, that I don't care or I don't know. Whereas I thought that one of the things that is really important for human beings to do is to reach out and connect. That's what all of these social networking things were supposed to do, when in fact, I think that they're pointing us less towards connection and more towards isolation and simulation of connection through electronics now.
Right.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! All right. You want to hear just tell a few jokes?
Yeah, go.
Okay.
Hey, ChatGPT, how's it going?
Hey there. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Hey, how about you? What's up?
I'm doing fine. I'm gonna be a father real soon, and I think I can have your help with some dad jokes. I'm gonna tell you a joke, and you tell me if it passes as a dad joke.
That's awesome. Congrats on the upcoming addition to your family. And absolutely, I'd love to hear your joke. Lay it on me.
All right. What do you call a giant pile of kittens?
I don't know. What?
A mountain.
A mountain. That's perfectly hilarious. Definitely a top tier dad joke.
Okay, wait. Does the AI tell jokes?
I believe it will. I thought that was going to be it telling a joke, but nope, that was it reacting to a joke.
Okay. What did you think about that?
Well, the joke is pretty bad. But it'd make me feel good about how funny my jokes were, I guess.
But I could have told you that, Brian.
Yeah, but if I told you a joke and
if you told that joke, I would not have given you that kind of support.
No, I'd be taking a risk telling that joke to you.
There we go.
Because you might not like it, but I don't have to take that risk.
And there's another aspect of this.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I get that this is all attractive, but it does have its downside that not a lot of people seem to be like. I don't even, well, here's the other thing. Like the stuff that you present, we were talking about this before too, is probably 6 months to a year behind what's going on in the actual development centers, right? Like they're sharing stuff they're way in front of that now.
Yeah.
So the question I have for you is, do you remember a few months ago, you presented when you shared with, I forget which AI op it was, but your voice and a moving image of you, and it had you speak Spanish. Now that was pretty convincing then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but the voice wasn't as convincing as this.
It was also pre-calculated. In other words, it wasn't
in the
took
moment.
a while. it took a while to generate it, and then it was just and it was just a file. It wasn't making it as you're talking to it, or
So if this
and
what
it
we're
wasn't
seeing,
seeing either. Yeah, it wasn't actually seeing what was.
so we're hearing advances in sound, audio. I'm imagining then, and tell me if you think this is close. Don't you think that they've probably, if they're 6 months ahead of us on the curve, they've already come to a place where audio and visual are the same thing in the moment?
Oh yeah, that's totally possible. Um, and then if they're that far, how far ahead are they on exactly how smart this thing is too, and pairing all that together. um, I like there's the phrase that really seems applicable to all of this that I always repeat to myself is this is the worst that this is ever going to be right now.
Is this the worst? Is that what you're saying? Is it a
I'm
question?
saying this is no. I'm saying this is definitely as bad as this AI stuff will be. Um,
Really?
Convincing why? Yeah, technologically wise. Yeah, it's only going to be more
Oh, it's going to
convincing. It's
get more
only going to be
developed. Oh, okay, okay.
more
I thought you meant
developed. It's
bad,
only
like
going to be
threatening.
yeah. This is as unrealistic as it's ever going to be
Right.
right
It's
now.
only going to develop itself. Okay, so okay, then that's why I wanted to share also this NPR uh,
Yes.
article because um, whereas we're in a mentality, at least in the West, I'm assuming all of the places that use social networking all around the world have similar aspects of this, where so many people in the United States over the past many years have been able to point at something that is important to somebody else and say, that's fake news.
Mm-hmm.
And then they can do something which is very obviously, to me anyways, they did this thing, and they're saying, as they stand next to this image of themselves doing this thing, that's not actually what happened. So it's developing already a state of like, how do I believe anything is real? If this guy or this woman can stand next to a video of themselves doing this thing and say, I wasn't actually doing that, I was doing this. And
Mm-hmm.
that's on you that you think I was doing that. No, you were actually doing that. So when you add to it the capacity to do now the sound to the degree which we've just heard, we're guessing that probably someplace the video is at the same space, video and audio in the moment, uh, creation,
Mm-hmm.
expression. That's what this is about on this NPR ad, which is just, I'm sorry, article is just talking about social networking. Uh, they're calling it spam, but it's basically just AI imagery that people are putting up as real, or quote
Right.
unquote real, and saying, look what my grandma did. Look what I. And so if this is freaking people out with just imagery, what's going to happen when it starts to be videos with sound? Like this thing here, if you look at the top of it, it shows a boy sitting in front of a wooden thing, and it says, made it with my own hands, but nobody appreciates it. Appreciates this. And the boy looks melancholy,
Yep. Yep.
Uh,
It's pretty impressive what he made there, though. I mean,
yeah.
how could you not appreciate that?
It's impressive what AI put together as mimicking what AI was told to mimic about human
Mm-hmm.
expression. And there, unfortunately, he's got three arms. Um,
Yeah, but you know, you weren't
that
supposed to
happens.
notice that, Matt. Yeah, it's
Yeah, and don't be a hater, Matt.
yeah. Come on, Matt.
That's just rude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, So that's my question for you, Brian. Okay, so
Yeah.
we've regularly asked this, like when is this going to start to happen? So this is happening with social networking alone, with just images, and people are putting them up and saying, "Look, isn't this cool?" But it's AI, it's not real. What's going to happen when this technology that we just heard is combined with imagery and that's put out on the table? And I'm still curious, I'll finish with this.
Yeah.
Why haven't we seen more images that involve one political side trying to downgrade another political side? Like, why isn't that more at this point? Are there
Yeah.
no laws? Really?
I also wonder, how much we have seen that we just don't know it yet.
Yep.
Um, yeah. Um, it's interesting because OpenAI announced all this new stuff a couple days ago, and then I believe yesterday, of course, Google came out and had to show all their new amazing stuff um, right after, right after. Or yeah, I don't know. I don't know which came first. I don't know if Google had their thing planned and then OpenAI just came out and that would be my guess. Is they came out the day before Google was going to announce all their stuff to steal the thunder. But Google's announcements are different. Uh, they are, although just still amazing. They're integrating it into everything you could possibly imagine. So it's integrate. They're integrating it into Gmail. Every one of their products is just going to be AI driven. So you could, with your email, it'll AI will be their AI will access all of your emails and then understand everything that's in all of your emails and then be able to you could say tell me what I was doing on this day and it'll know, or tell me what did I get my daughter for her birthday 4 years ago, or collate all of this information that now know about me. um, so yeah, go through all what is my license plate number. Well, if it has it can pull that because it has all of your photos from Google Photos. So and if there's a photo of your car, it'll know what the license plate number is.
So these are like you're talking about practical movements of AI into everyday life.
They're calling them
Of
AI agents, is what they're calling them.
AI agents.
Yep.
Awesome. Um, so let me ask you a question. Just as a Adobe Photoshop user, they have their AI element, and it says
Mm-hmm.
you know download it now every time I open up Adobe Photoshop. But would you think that there are already aspects of AI in Photoshop that I'm not even knowing that I'm using yet? Or do I? I'm just asking for you as and we could ask people to put uh,
Yeah. My
comments.
opinion would be I bet there is, but I don't know for sure. But there's no reason that they couldn't do that.
Well, I mean, like
Or
there's the little tool that is a, Band-Aid, and you can just swipe it across an image where there are swatches of design or linear stuff, and it'll um, take whatever the greater, I'm imagining greater part of the thing you swiped and make everything
right.
that. So I was thinking, like, is that an AI expression? I don't know. I mean, it does seem to do it in a way that is not just um, dropping down a tone, because that stands
Right.
out from something that's been scanned that's a piece of art or a photo. It seems to actually make decisions about the sample it was given and weave that into the existing thing.
Right.
That sounds kind of AI-ish.
It does, and that's been around for a while. It may be an earlier AI or AI-ish feature. I don't see
Or
why
maybe
they
it's
wouldn't
getting better.
use. I wouldn't. I don't know why they wouldn't just upgrade to the newest Firefly stuff and just stick it in there.
Yeah.
No reason that they wouldn't.
And they don't need to tell me.
No. The question is, will things like Photoshop start monitoring everything you're making to help you make stuff better?
That's the thing too. And if I show an image in which all I did was simply address that color swatch, and somebody says, "Oh, well, Matt's just put up an image, but I think that may be impartially AI," and put it into one of the AI testing, and it says 37% AI, and I'm like, "I didn't use AI." Well, yeah, you did. You did, Matt. You used Photoshop. So I can't tell. I don't know if to what degree anything that I'm using may have AI elements in it, and then it would get that digital tag on it.
Yeah. They're putting AI in everything, Matt. They're putting it into golf putters. So it's going to be in your software.
Yeah.
If they're putting it in everything else.
Maybe
Well,
right.
They've got their Meta AI stuff. They're just putting it in all of Facebook. So it'll write your posts for you now.
What?
Yep.
I mean, what?
Yep.
I did not know this.
Yes. It's annoying some people because they're like, well, that's not what I wanted to say, but it'll get better because as it learns more of everything else you've posted, it'll start posting things that you like.
It'll be better at me being me than I'm at being me.
Right, and then it can.
And then it can be me.
And then it can respond to its version of you. And it's like that phone call between the two AIs, the customer service and the person trying to return their phone.
I mean that was one of the things in the article too, where one of the quotes is that suddenly people on social networking, they were talking about Facebook, aren't sure what is real, the quote is causing some users to doubt what's real. Well, if you think that's what's happening now, just hold on, because it's coming in so many different levels, more than just somebody's grandmother's post about a pie. It's not that.
Yeah.
It's going to get woven deeply.
Well,
and
what happened? Yeah. What happens when no media can be trusted?
I mean, we're already there without any AI, but to a certain degree. But this is one of the things. I guess we can start to slip into the scary future story that I have fun telling on our little vid blog here, but not really, because I do get scared. But I don't know. See, that's the thing, is that it's going to change so much, and in such a way that is woven so deeply into the way that we relate to ourselves, each other, and AI, that we may not recognize who we are 10 years from now.
Yeah.
And is that good?
Yeah. Will we be any happier, Matt?
Well, there's the question. I told this before early on about the friend of mine who decided not to use an iPhone or a laptop. And this person is a really well-known author of picture books for children, really celebrated, and older, a few, I don't know, 12, 15 years older than me. And it was interesting because the choice to make it was that this experiment of social networking, all of this connectivity, is going to have an effect on the human beings, on us who use it, in ways that we won't be able to know because we're the experiment.
Right.
We're the fish in the water who don't know we're in the water. And so this person is standing off to the side. I haven't really spoken to this person in a while, but I wonder about that. Like I could have the privilege of being able to say, I'm just not going to use AI. That's not true. I'm going to be using AI all the time and things I'm not even aware of.
Yep. Yep.
So, what's that going to be like? And I wonder what that person would say now, 15 years after I first heard that this person wasn't going to use specifically a smartphone, specifically, I think even down to like, I think the person still uses a phone, but not like texting or maybe even the internet, which is weird.
Mm.
But I mean, how do you do that? But what does the world look like now to that person? Because the experiment is 15 years down the road and there must be results.
Yeah.
Are we more connected? And as you said,
Yeah.
are we happier?
Right. I think we aren't. I think I can't really say this well, I don't know. I look at people who are younger than us, and a lot of them uh, don't seem too happy. But maybe that's a generalization. I don't know. But I see a lot of anxiety.
But is that what elders have said about the youth since time immemorial? Or is that, I agree with you. I'm not saying that.
I don't think. Yeah, when I was teenager and college age, and even even younger, middle school, I don't. I I know that you know older people have a tendency to look at younger people askance and stuff, but I don't think they were looking at us like we were always anxious and always, you know, having social anxiety and all sorts of other stuff. Um, I
But
think it's
we're the
different. I think
fish
it's
in the water.
yeah,
And you can't, yeah, I mean, how do I describe what it was like to wake up in the morning and not carry a phone around in my pocket all day long and be accessible to everyone all the time?
or yeah, as a kid playing outside every day, running around and unsupervised. That doesn't seem to happen much, or like it used to.
Yeah.
And what's the effect of that?
And even just, children being followed electronically.
Right.
There are people who think that that's a necessity, and I'm not going to argue with them. It is in this world for them. Um, but how much of that is also the belief that it is that way for them because we see so much media telling us that it is that way for all of us all the
Right.
time.
Yep. Yep.
So I don't know, maybe AI will help with that. I'm looking forward to that kind of help.
Hey, you never know. It might be able to simulate what it what effect it will have on us and correct its own course.
Aw. Yeah, so we're getting up to the stop
Yeah.
time for me, but I
Yep.
mean, that's too, like one thing I want to acknowledge too in all of these things that we've said, and I said to this to you earlier this week, I recognize that I do keep on bringing the um, don't put AI in my cereal box on my mashed potatoes. Thank you very much. Um, and I speak up to it, and I recognize that, and I also think that there are things I could be missing because I've come with that kind of like no thanks to AI.
Right.
Um, but I don't think that that is entirely me. I'm willing to acknowledge that there are going to be some beautiful things that happen with this, and I'm excited about that. But I'm not hearing a lot of that as yet. What I am hearing are
I wish
things
there
that
was
are,
more. I wish we were hearing more of it. I wish we
yeah,
were seeing more examples of wow, look at this.
what I'm
Um,
hearing is mostly what appears to me to be. people feeling joyful about the thing they've made. Like even these people that you showed, they were happy about this thing. They were telling them what to do in a way that looked rude to me, but they were happy, right? That's cool. I'm happy about that, but I'm not hearing about, like I've said before, like where are the people who are concerned about the consequences, all of the consequences.
Yeah.
And when I start to hear that, I'm probably going to see a happier Matt. Yay! We're going to discuss this more openly and not just pretend like AI is going to take care of any bad things that AI might do.
Right.
Which is, I think, where we're at. What do you think, Brian?
I think that this stuff has unnerved me more than anything so far, and so I think I'll have to give it a week and see how it settles down. Um, and it's definitely not solely the technology of it and being like, oh wow, what's this doing, where's this going to go. It was seeing the way the people were interacting with it and what they were doing, and how they were behaving with it, um, and not that they were behaving badly or that I would behave any better, but it just was interesting to just see somebody
Mm-hmm.
talk to something that seemed so human and be kind of rude.
Yeah. It was, when you said unnerving, was it also their responses that unnerved you, or was it the all of the things that AI is presenting in the newness, the developments, or was it both?
It was both, but it was more it was more seeing people ordering something around that seemed so human.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, and and would I act differently? I don't know. I haven't played with it yet. Because here's the other thing I didn't mention about this, Matt. Everything you just saw, they're gonna give away free use.
So now or soon?
Soon, like as soon, could be any day now. It's
So it's
all
going to be another
accessible for free.
beta testing. I know I'm being the daddy downer, but giving it away free is also, we get to see how this works by letting everybody use it, and we get to find for free any mistakes.
Yeah. There's that. And we get everybody to use it so that they feel like they can't not use it. And
Right.
then,
Oi,
yeah,
I wish you hadn't told me that part, Brian.
yeah. Sorry, I forgot about that. I was like, oh yeah, and you won't have to pay for this.
Right now.
Yeah, right now.
Well, Brian, I think we've described and shared another happy time in the AI neighborhood.
Yeah, yeah. We've definitely got to do another music one as well, because the music one we did whenever it was last week is completely out of date now.
Yeah. And I want to see if we can do another conversation.
Yes, we should definitely do that. We should definitely do that.
All right. Next week.
All right. Yeah, let's try for it
Peace and love.
later.
Bye.